Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Veteran Center of Excellence on this 12 March. Damn. In the year of our dumpster fire 2026. This is Sergeant's Time. U.S. Army WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio's, I don't know, leadership, professional development, pod, show, whatever you want to call it. Speggy's taking a break, but normally I have her in the gunner seat. Wait, matter of fact, let me double check. I don't want to make sure I'm incorrect here. Let me make sure that she's not. I'm gonna make sure that she's not in there waiting in the room and I'm just like blowing her off and shit. And I'd be like, I'll feel bad. Then I'd be like, oh shit. She's be like, what the fuck you doing? How come I've been sitting here waiting for you? No, she's not. There we go. She's still taking some time off. But I was just double checking. I just checked the gunner station and she is not there. So, at any rate, welcome to Sergeant's Time. Oh man. What a fucking news-filled day. Now, normally, I had some stuff that I wanted to talk about, but I just kind of like, we've had some stuff that kind of kicked off during the day that I think needed to be addressed a little bit more than what happened. You guys know, if you guys have been keeping up at the, there was the Old Dominion University. There was an active shooter event. And killed an Army instructor and wounded 2 soldiers, and the students, including the cadets, fought back and subduing and fatally stabbing him, the shooter, that is, to halt the attack. And FBI Director Kash Patel praised their heroism while authorities investigated as terrorism. This is considered a terrorist attack. We'll get to that in a minute. I just want to say our hearts go out to the family of Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw. Let me throw up his pic right here, so that way you guys can take an image. If you guys, I have friends that know him, and they were telling me that we think. I'm just gonna say our hearts and prayers go out to the family, to his family and teammates, and the students at Old Dominion. This is fucked up. Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw was a professor of military science and the leader of the university's ROTC program. He was also a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom and Atlantic Resolve. His awards include 2 Bronze Stars, Senior Aviator Badge, Army Aviator Badge, Combat Action Badge, Parachutist Badge, Air Assault Badge, Defense Meritorious Service Medal, Air Medal with Valor, and Joint Service Commendation Medals, and Army Commendation Medals, and Joint Service Medals. May you rest in peace. Oh man. So this derailed a lot of shit that I wanted to talk about, but still, just one of those things that normally would be a Monday edition discussion. Keep your head on a swivel, guys, gals. Always carry. Hey, we're a big proponent of the Second Amendment here at the WTF Nation. I'm just gonna say right now, always carry, train, head on a swivel. All the stay alert, stay alive shit that we've had. I mean, look, this guy was teaching the class. Students are, in class, and all of a sudden this dickhead decided to come up and and shoot up the class. He was probably going to shoot up the whole school probably in this terrorist attack. So our hearts go out to the families and the teammate of everybody who was wounded as well. Prayers to them, and also to Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw. So it just fucked up to see some shit like this. But yeah, it's steak and lobster. What was you guys are popping in? Steak and lobster, blah, 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 bad time. Yeah, the topic today, like I said, was already talking about steak and lobster. The steak and lobster drama is what we're going to talk about. So I wanted to jump in here. But so everyone's talking about how they, we've got in the inbox. Also, there's going to be a story that I kind of I chimed in on Task and Purpose. They did an article about AI videos being used to tug at the heartstrings of our family members here at home. Mima and Pop are sharing all these AI videos of massive amount of casualties that has not been that are not verified. They're not true. I guarantee it. The inbox at U.S. Army WTF Moments would be flooded with names and individuals who have been killed or wounded. There was some engagements in the inbox over the last few days of individuals that have said, "Hey, this is happening, that's happening. You don't know what you're talking about. Why aren't you guys posting the casualties?" And we're like, "We'll post the proof. We'll be more than happy to talk about it, and we'll also confirm it with the Department of War and CENTCOM." But they've been it's been pretty accurate. Now, mind you, I was pretty pissed off when they did the presumed to be death or something like that, where the fucking misquote of the Warrant Officer Marzan not being identified and not possibly maybe just in case that was the most fucking atrocious method of announcing a fucking casualty ever. I just kind of thought, dude, really? Did you really fucking wanted to say it like that? Again, I've had people say that I'm being too harsh, or it's better to not know. And I'm just thinking about, there's a family member out there. Something's happened to them. Possibly the last thing our government needs to do, or our military, is to fuck up the messaging on what happened to that family member. I think everybody would agree that if you say some shit like that, then it's irresponsible. Let's put it that way. You cannot have proper comms. I was going to say communications, man. I was just talking to some other people. I was talking to some friends. Wrote a song about it. Like to hear it. Here it goes. I was talking about the fact how our comms has degraded in the last 5 years across administrations. Not just, I don't know, it just seems like we're getting this theme that, back in the day, commanders were proud to bring up bad news. Hey, we're doing this shit. We're just slamming some soldiers. You guys have noticed on U.S. Army WTF Moments, we'll post justice pages. You see that? Well, Falcon Justice or Iron Justice or Ivy Justice, all the UCMJs that we're posting on there. And then you got people in the inbox saying, "Oh, why are you posting that? It's making the command look bad." Like, how is it making the command look bad? It looks like the command is doing some shit right. It looks like the command is actually enforcing the standards and enforcing, the good order and discipline stuff that we're talking about. You can kind of see right now that especially with a lot of events that are happening, the information has to be accurate. It doesn't have to be fast. Of course, you want to get it as quickly as possible, but you got to be accurate. You can't fluff around, especially when it comes to a casualty. So I always tell people it's okay. And even some of my friends that are commanders or leading soldiers, they're still in, and I'm like, "Hey, man, why'd you post the Falcon Justice Report?" And this is from the 3rd Infantry Division. Why'd you post that? And I'm like, okay, would you not want to stop a lot of the fucking misinformation and disinformation about your command, that nothing's happening in your organization because the Joes talk at the smoke pit? You would think that, hey, this tool, and I'll bring this up right quick, so that way you guys can get an example of the Falcon Justice. Because like I said, we got, it was odd to get that. It was odd to get that type of feedback. Why you're making the commands look bad? How are you making the commands look bad? It looks like to me that commander at Falcon Justice, whoever's in charge of Falcon Justice, that commander, we got 3 sheets of that shit. Looks like to me the commanders are doing fucking good. Reprimands, court martials, administrative separate, officer misconduct, they're fucking reporting that shit. You would think that's what that right there, I'll tell you what, anytime somebody wants to send, because Pip brings up a good point. There's commands that don't even post it on the bulletin board anymore. They don't even post it on unit bulletin board. People get upset or sensitive about what happened. It's like, look, man, it's right there. Officer misconduct. Captain from Task Force Workhorse was relieved for cause for communicating a threat to a civilian. That's a top bullet. If you can't see it, I'll read it to you. Fucking hey, that's accountability. First Lieutenant from Task Force Brawler was relieved for cause for drinking to the point of intoxication in violation of General Order Number 1 and committing extramarital sexual conduct. Pending additional action. What the fuck's wrong with reporting that? Oh, these commands are trying to cover up stuff. I mean, we got this report. We're like, hey man, could you post this? Yeah, sure. Holy shit, 3 pages worth? All right, cool. Wait till we post the teal ones. The teal hash reports that involve sexual misconduct, sexual assault, and domestic violence. Those are named, and those are going to get posted soon. I gotta look at the schedule here to make sure how soon. But anyways, if you get busted for domestic violence, you get and you get thrown the fuck out or whatever, it's going to get posted. Sexual assault, it's going to get posted. Now, we have to confirm a lot of these stuff when someone says, hey, did you see this mugshot of this guy? He was in such and such unit. Okay, well, how do we know is he in that unit? And we have to run it to ground to make sure that, yes, that guy is A, still in, and B, that the command is aware that he got, because sometimes commanders don't even know. Commanders won't even know that their soldier has been arrested for, child abuse or domestic violence or sexual assault. Some commanders don't even know that. Patrick says those reports help young leaders open their eyes into what unique ways to get in trouble. Joseph K. You ain't lying. Some of the stuff in here has been, people literally said, hey, administrative, can you just explain the administrative separation? Now look, the commander has a awesome tool called administrative separations under different chapters. I'll just read the top one. A specialist from Task Force Nighthawk was separated with a general discharge. And Chapter 14-12 for demonstrating repeated pattern of misconduct, which include failure to report, disrespecting NCOs, and making false statements to NCOs. A lot of soldiers don't realize that. They'll hit the inbox and say, this is fucked up. This pattern, blah, blah, blah. Here's what all blah. Well, we can offer therem legal assistance. We're not going to, there's nothing to, boop, boop, boop. Here you go. Here's what we can help you with. See your packet. We're not your arbiters of whatever, but the commander is authorized to do that. They have a saying that in the inbox that people get mad too. It's not illegal. They're just assholes. So when we see this, we're like, guys, really? So admin SEPs, I would say one of the best clearinghouse of getting soldiers out of your, if JAG's not working it, I tell you what, an administrative a chapter will be the fastest way for a soldier to get out. And again, these are mostly general discharges. Some of them were separated, like right here. Second from the bottom would say, third from the bottom. Separated with an honorable discharge for demonstrating repeated unsatisfactory performance of their duties. Bar to re-enlistment, a lot of people don't realize. You ever notice that when someone is trying to re-enlist, you guys have done this, you've re-enlisted, right? And they go, okay, you gotta do the ceremony, all right. I solemnly swear, that's all over. You can finish it up. And then you go, okay, now we got to get the commander to sign it. Huh? I've seen people sign after the fact. Good retention NCOs will make sure that everything's in order, that the soldier's about ready to re-enlist. Some commanders don't even know that their soldiers are up for re-enlistment until they find out they're going to do a ceremony. What's up, Eric? What? Blackjack, whoa, hang on. Blackjack at Camp Casey in 2015 made it on here a few times for the best ones. A staff sergeant. Yeah, I remember that one. A staff sergeant carjacking a Popeyes delivery car on post. I remember that one. Chris says, don't become a vignette. It is a tool to reinforce that. Exactly. We'll post your shit. When we the teal ones, the sexual assault and the domestic violent ones, when we post that, that's going to get everybody fucking, oh my God, I can't believe, because those are named. See, these right here, you don't see their names. But the other ones are named, and they're going to get posted. So you can't say right now, nobody can say in this task force that that the command is hiding stuff or sweeping shit under the rug. We always get that. You guys are always, we got people fucking saying that you guys delete shit for getting proved wrong. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're right fucking here. We're posting this shit. None of our stuff gets deleted. It's right there, unless it obviously does not meet community standards to Meta. So there's one in here. Somebody said had a BAC of 0.263, which is like literally dead, just about. Yeah, right there, where it says reprimands. I know you guys can't read it, but you go to WTF Moments, you can see it a little better fine print. Sergeant E5 from Task Force Viper received a general officer memorandum of reprimand. That is the proper name of Gomar. For driving while intoxicated with a BAC of 0.263. The Gomar was filed permanently in the soldiers' records. Incident vicinity of Savannah, Georgia. Oh, yeah, the group of Joes robbing a barbershop. I remember that one. So, yeah. That, again, so it's going to get posted. It's I don't know why we went on that tangent, but somebody brought it up to my attention. You guys are talking about, why you guys posted this and posting that. Yeah, that's why we're posting it. There is no command. I will tell you what, in Falcon Brigade, Task Force Falcon Justice, they're not covering up shit. They're not. So feel free to send at U.S. Army WTF Moments Facebook or Instas. The Twitter that we have for WTF Moments is only a posting page. It posts a lot of stuff, so just hit us up at the Facebook or the Instagram for the inbox stuff. Just send us your Falcon Justice or Ivy Justice or Iron Justice or Black Horse Justice, First Cav Justice, Blackjack Justice, name it all. Send it. We'll be more than happy to post. Do commanders send you stuff to post for them because the people get me? Yeah. Commands have asked us to post stuff like that for them because of their that's their uniboard. They want everybody to know that yes, to stop rumors and shit. So okay. Here's a story that just came out literally before we went on air. I don't know if you guys have been tracking Operation Epic Fury. We already have an aircraft loss, and this story is from Task and Purpose, and fuck again, man. Prayers to the family, prayers to the crews in this. Task Force Blue Falcons. Why would you Task Force Blue Falcons? That's Falcon Justice. It's legit. So a KC-135 aerial tanker crashed in Iraq, though not from enemy fire. This is from from CENTCOM. Also, it's posted on our timeline with a write-up from Task and Purpose as well. It's gone down over western Iraq, and the incident took place in uncontested airspace while flying in support of the mission. Currently, that's been going on since February 28th. Against Iran. 2 aircraft were involved, which is what the news release said, and one of the aircraft went down in western Iraq, and the second one landed safely. So one can only hope and one can only pray that the crew is okay. If that went down, it's not being specific on exactly how it went down. So we're just gonna wait until CENTCOM. For you guys that don't know what a KC-135 is, a KC-135 Stratotanker is a aircraft that's got the boom on the bottom. Believe it or not, it doesn't look like it's supposed to work, but it's a very effective air-to-air refueler for a lot of our coalition and our U.S. aircraft in our inventory. Let me pull up a picture of what it looks like, because a lot of people are like, I don't know what that looks like. What is that? What kind of plane is that? So let me pull that up right there. There we go. So this is a KC-135. Exactly that, Patrick, is a flying gas station. And several methods of refueling. It has got, you see that boom in the bottom, the boom lowers up. Plane opens up its nozzle on the other end, on the receiving end. Like the F-22's got these little flaps that open up. And then they make the connection. And the boomers is what they call it. So when I hear boomer, when there's two terms. When I talk to an Air Force vet and he says he's a boomer or she's a boomer, that means they were flying in these type of aircraft. When I talk to a Navy vet and they say they were a boomer, that means they were probably in a ballistic submarine. Boomer as well. As a matter of fact, our own King Smith, the actual King Smith, host of The King and Me and the Sports Bar, is a boomer. And so that's his line. That's his bird right there. That he has a lot of experience of. So he tells us in the office, hey, you know, this is what's going on. This is what I used to do. Blah blah blah. Anytime we ask him any questions, you've probably seen videos of these types of aircraft. Connecting to a coalition or our own aircraft. So again, prayers, of course. It's a big airframe. Yeah, that literally is it's like an airliner. It literally is just like an airliner. So of course their rescue efforts are currently underway, and we'll just, we'll wait and see what CENTCOM says. So appreciate Task and Purpose for getting it out. It's normally fun with 3 or 4 crew. I'm not going to get into the numbers of it. I don't know how many was in the crew. We don't know. So we don't know it until CENTCOM says something. We're just going to have to wait for the details to come out. So I don't know we don't know who was in the aircraft. So officials do not say if the tanker was engaged in refueling when it crashed, but while air refueling, a routine skill practiced by nearly all Air Force pilots, the maneuver in itself is inherently risky and mishaps do occur. Again, I keep saying, in war and peace, being in the military, it's inherently dangerous, peacetime and wartime. So the Air Force released a series of mishap reports on 3 mid-refueling accidents that occurred between 2022 and 2024. And so all 3 involved the refueling boom becoming lodged on the plane while refueling the newer tanker. It's the new KC-46. It's a new one. So I think the operations are complicated by the damage to the radar stations. I will say, Ali, on top of the fact that probably the airspace is pretty packed, and those air crews are working like some dogged hours to do all those air to ground missions, supporting bombers, supporting fighters, and all that. Those aircraft are up there for a minute. So I don't know if again, that's why I don't know what the crew complement was. So I don't know if maybe they had a double crew or they had individuals resting. So Keith says it's based off the Boeing 367. So yeah, I again, fucking, it will be updated. The story will be updated on, and of course, more information that we get until we find out what the rescue efforts are. We will make sure to post you guys up and keep you guys updated. So it's very, very fucking. You can't describe what, it's indescribable to even discuss, the possibilities of anyone surviving or not surviving. So again, all right. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, like I said, these 2 stories, this kind of knocked us off a little bit on the agenda. Steak and Lobster. Now there's a report. Everyone's going after the Secretary of War and the expenditures of the Department of War. What we spend for chow, or what we spend for steak and lobster. Steak and lobster being one of them. Of all the things, and I will say, if you look at some of the things that we spend a lot of money, obviously, because you got to feed fucking troops, right? In the DFAC, deployed or in garrison. Sustainment, for the fucking, not only for the DFACs to run the DFACs, but also for the barracks. Sustainment for the barracks. And that all costs money. It's not one of those things to where you could say, oh yeah, well, he spent it all for himself. Comedians, late night show hosts are talking about this like this is the gotcha moment for the Department of War. I'll be honest with you. I saw on social media posts. How about you? Somebody, any civilians or any reporters or any late night show hosts, befriend a veteran, be friends with a vet or somebody, or get to know individuals that if there's a military installation, if you go to any DFAC on certain times of the week, I remember being stationed overseas, and one of the one of the bases overseas in Germany, and you could literally on every day you could pick on what size crowds are going to be. You know, Monday was like general food stuff, like normal stuff like that. Taco Tuesdays was definitely fucking I mean, I think they must have hired some like legit Mexicans to make some of the tacos in Wiesbaden Army Airfield or Wiesbaden Air Base, Wiesbaden Army. I think it's called Cassius Clay Concern now or something like that. I can't remember if that's the name. I've been a minute since I've been there. But when it was Wiesbaden Army Airfield, the DFAC there on Tuesdays, their fucking Taco Tuesdays was legit on tacos de carne asada, fucking beans and rice, some nachos. It was on point. Short order grill, burgers and stuff. It was on point. I would say probably one of the better DFACs in Europe that was in a garrison environment. And of course, the 1-4 DFAC in Hohenfels as well. That was peak. Wednesdays, I don't really recall Wednesdays. But Thursdays was soul food. Fried chicken, fucking, mashed potatoes, gravy, corn on the cob, cornbread, collards, yams every fucking Thursday. That was the meal to go to. And then sometimes when the cooks, if you were there, the cooks will even say, "Hey, I made a little bit too much chicken. Y'all want some seconds?" And you would see Joe's just, go over there and get extra plates, to go plates to get some of that. I mean, I will say that DFAC there at Wiesbaden was peak every day. And then Friday depended, like if it was a Friday or a Thursday before a 4-day or 3-day weekend, there was surf and turf. And guess what was surf and turf? Steak and lobster. Clam chowder. Fried, fried fish. Fish fry. Catfish. It was top. Oh man. That's one thing I missed. Now, forward deployed in Kuwait, Iraq, I mostly off the DFAC one of my Iraq tours, I was with the 1st Armored Division. I ate at the Bob Hope DFAC on Bayab. But then again, great food, can't complain. It just didn't was it Philly cheesesteak? Oh, Philly cheesesteak or hamburgers on Wednesday. Philly cheese. Oh man, White Shadow, you got me reminiscing now. Man, that was the galley in Djibouti. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, all the Pepsi, all the chocolate milk, all the Coke and Fanta, and they had this strawberry fruit punch Fanta that you could only get overseas. The galley in Camp Lemonnier, Djibouti, Naval Air Station Djibouti, had the best Philly cheesesteaks on the planet. Mongolian barbecue, top. Blackjack DFAC at Fort Hood, Yeah, Dory Miller was good until KBR. Yeah, all the ice cream that you could get, delicious. I will say that about the Middle East. They know how to do up the ice cream. And I'm gonna say the DJ galley was exactly that, Chris. Oh, dude, it was off the chain. You had your normal breakfast, you had your normal, you had your normal meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you had mid-rats. Philly cheesesteak. I'll be honest with you, and this sounds fucked up, but I've never been to Philadelphia to where I've had 80 the Philly cheesesteaks. I'm gauging all Philly cheesesteaks from my time in Djibouti. Eating that the best top. I'm gonna shout out to you guys and gals cooking up in there in those mess chiefs. Shout out to you guys out there in Djibouti in Lemonnier. We got listeners out there. Yeah, the mid-rats there. Yes. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I will. I compare. I mean, don't you guys do as well? Don't you compare some of the foods that you've eaten in specific DFACs to how chow is like eating at a restaurant? Philly cheesesteak, man. I'll always judge the Philly cheesesteaks in Djibouti compared to whatever. I'll eat one. I'll order it or something like that. Oh, there's a Philly cheesesteak. Oh, they serve Philly cheesesteaks? All right, cool. Let me try that. Let me try the Philly cheesesteak. One bite. Okay. This is nice. This is good. Hey, Ken, what do you think of your Philly cheesesteak? You said you like Philly cheesesteaks. Yeah, that's some good Philly cheesesteaks. Yeah. Thanks so much. Thank you. Oh, no, this is good. This is good. Washing it down with sweet tea or something like that, or Coke. Yeah, that's how I compare. I mean, everybody does that, especially from their deployed. But it was the best. And then you had, nothing beats mid-rets on a ship. I will say I only spent a limited time on ship, sort of kind of underway because it was off the coast. But I'm going to say, anyways, the reason why I say that is because everyone has decided to die on this hill about how much the fucking Department of War has spent on fucking steak and lobster. To the point where everyone's like, oh my God, you should, this is good. This is the good scoop. Late night TV show hosts. Again, I suggest you talk to a vet. Anybody, I hope any veterans in media will tell these motherfuckers that are running with this story to think it's a big deal that Secretary Hegseth is eating all this steak and lobster by himself. I mean, I'm retired and I'm fat, so I could put down some chows, Woo, man. Oh my God. Oh, dude. Oh, White Shadow's got a good point. You go to a DFAC and you're from different areas of the world and mistaking creamer wheat for grits. Oh my God. If you're from the West, that's common. You want some grits? Yeah, sure. You think it's cream of wheat? Yeah. Then you eat that. You're like, what the fuck is this? Why is there butter in here? Why are you putting bacon in this shit? At any rate, so I'm just shocked. I'm just fucking shocked that this is the hill that the media is decided to. I'm really quiet. It's really, I don't know. It's kind of frustrating to see the right-leaning media kind of like be quiet about it, and except for the ones that have vets in it. But the left-leaning media, holy shit, late night show hosts talking about this is an atrocity. This is so bad. What the hell? Blah, blah, blah. This is the steak and lobster. Especially if you're deployed. That's what you fucking look forward to when you're out there doing a patrol, or you go outside the wire, you're driving, you're driving from the green zone to Biap, and you're like, Or some, like Gary said, some FOBs or some cops had no fucking, method of full sustainment, so they would ship that shit out there. Man, if I were to eat fucking so many millions dollars worth of steak and lobster, the way the mainstream media is putting it, I'd be fatter. I will say that I've gained some heft post-retirement, earned heft. So, yeah, I honestly think that it's overblown. That I would suggest late night, because I'm watching them get destroyed on social media. Late night show hosts, I would suggest, please talk to a vet, talk to somebody, look at an old USO video, go on US Army WTF Moments and see all the meals that we posted for holidays and stuff, or soldiers are just happy to get those steak and lobster. Some of them are already, as a matter of fact, you can probably go here in Conus. We'll take a drive down to fucking Fort Hood and take a minute to look at the, go in the chat. I spent time in DFACs here post-retirement, doing guest speaking or talking to some units or whatever, or doing PT with my old troops. At Fort Bragg, Tribe Cafe, they got lobster and steak too. They got certain turf. I'm just shocked that this is what the hill they wanted to die on. I mean, look, I wish I could eat millions of dollars worth of steak and lobster a month. I wonder what the ratio is, what the math would be for one person. Since they like to try to pin this on Hegseth, I want to see what the ratio is. Like how many in a month? You got a month, right? A month, 30 days in a month. We'll go 30 days in a month. How much steak and lobster that they say that he's buying would be for 1 month for one person to consume? I'm just like, and these are the support the troops motherfuckers that want to talk about this shit. What is really worse, if you're seeing media outlets that you would not expect to jump in the lane of defense and military affairs to jump in the conversation like it's a win, like they think it's a fucking win. Like you, TMZ. TMZ posted a fucking article that made it sound like, aha, we got him. This, I'm surprised they haven't deleted because they're getting dragged on social media, TMZ. Which, you know, when you think about TMZ, when I think about TMZ, I think about pop culture and how CQ, the pop culture warrior, does pop culture better than TMZ. And so I'm not saying that I kind of look at them as competition. I'm just saying, I'm so fucking glad that our pop culture warrior isn't doing some shit like that. TMZ sucks at pop culture. Is now once a platform moves into, especially if their niche is pop culture, once they move into defense and military affairs and operations, or try to get into the chisme of what exactly they think they know what they're talking about, I'm gonna call bullshit, and I'll drag them. I'll drag them off. They're so much in our military defense weeds now. I'm just surprised that, dude, don't you do fucking, I don't know, pop culture media? Aren't you gonna talk about the new Star Wars movie, the new Star Wars projects that are coming out? Aren't you gonna talk about, whatever fucking comic pop culture shit? Anybody, as a matter of fact, everybody and anybody, go to Pop Culture Warrior. CQ is also on Twitter. Make sure you tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, to listen to Pop Culture Warrior, because you could get some good pop culture stuff. And you also follow his Patreon, follow his other page, follow his YouTube and all that, because CQ gets all the ins and outs on pop culture way more than TMZ. I look at what they post, and I literally cannot believe that TMZ even. Matter of fact, let's talk about this shit. Wrote a song about it. Like to hear it. Here it goes. I'm again. You guys are like flowing in the fucking comments. The Defax calf was good. Shout out to my NCO that used to eat ranch dressing on his yakisoba. Ooh, USS Wasp has some good ice cream. So does the Kearsarge. Enjoy Philadelphia, Philly. You have to visit. See, Mike, that's the thing. If I do visit Philadelphia, I don't want to cause the international incident by saying that it sucks. Yeah, exactly that. You wait till they find out how we send Burger Kings downrange. Yeah, exactly that. It's like when you go to it's like going to the Grand Ole Opry. If you make that pilgrimage and you go to the Grand Ole Opry and you say country music sucks, and what do you think will happen to you there? People are like, oh, Clutch of Pearls, what the hell did he just say? Did he just say the Opry sucks? No, I mean, I'm not saying that, it does suck or not. All I'm saying is that just don't I don't want to piss off any Philadelphians by saying, as a matter of fact, Mike, you're gonna have to send me to. You're gonna have to give me a point. You're gonna give me a grid. Drop a grid, or if you're in Philly or something like that, hit us up in the inbox, and you can say, "Hey, man, hey guys, let's go to Philly. Let's go get a Philly cheesesteak. I'll go armed or something like that. So that way I don't make a reaction or a funny face or whatever." Oh man. Because again, I don't want to piss. I don't want to piss off the natives there, because there's some individuals that are hardcore Philly cheesesteak supporters, and we'll get so mad when you make fun of their food, especially Philly cheesesteak. Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly that. Think an alcoholic can eat that rich? Dude would be a gout. That's alcoholic. What are you talking about? Anybody. So that money they're complaining about spending, does that take into account the missing discrepancy from BAS and DFAC? Ah, yeah, look at that, Patrick. That's a good question. Instead of asking where the Department of War, what Secretary Hegseth is doing, I think they should ask the rest of the fucking, they should ask the Army specifically, because we've posted stories about that. Why are you paying soldiers BAS and then taking it away from them, and where is that money going? That's like fucking real double dipping. And you want and the VA's got room to talk? We're talking about a lot. Oh yeah, the VA is going to be top on Monday, on the Monday edition, by the way. Chris, they should pay the ridiculous waste of the U.S. taxpayer for us to stay in the RSO-approved hotels. Yeah, you ain't lying, O'Conus. Yeah, exactly. Be a waste to serve luxury items to soldiers. Yes and no. We should do more, absolutely, but we have to reclass soldiers who fail their test to be a 38 whiskey, no hate being cooked style. I'll be honest with you, we don't do enough for the cooks. They work some of those fucking craziest hours. There's not enough of them. And I think, you know, all those awards, all those competitions where you see them making food and shit, you're like, dude, what was it, the Colony Award or something like that? Is it that's not the defect award? I know the Keith L. Ware is for the PAOs. There's some other awards for different specific branches. I know I think it's the Connolly Award. I think it's the Connolly Award of the defects. Well, let's fucking look it up. Shit, we got the fucking web right in front of you. Let's look it up. Let's see. Connolly Award. I want to make sure I got that right. Yeah, exactly. I was right. The Philip A. Connolly Award recognizes excellence in food service within the Army, enhancing the professionalism and dining experiences of the soldiers. I want the chow that they do for those awards. And you ever see the DFAC? You see those guys like swilling up and, oh, I did this with this little special sauce, and here's my steak and some steamed vegetables and blah blah blah. Like, well, fuck yeah, I want some of that. Shut up. Here's your surf and turf. So they burned a lot of people with the Colby stuff though. The Colby, you're talking about the Colby stuff, the TMZ stuff. Oh man, Holly has it as a the Opry sold out. The Opry sold out. Fuck them. Damn, that's harsh. You know, the Opry's the staple, the center. It's kind of like the Apollo Theater in Motown, right? The Opry's like freaking country music staple. That's it. With a Philly cheese sandwich. Keith says, well, pop culture and government news has been blending more and more. Trump is a reality star. Nicki Minaj is now, and now that punk drunk Paul brother. Who the fuck? Oh, punk, what? Punk drunk Paul brother. Bruh, English is my second language, and I can't even say that fast. Punk drunk Paul brother. See, I haven't fucked it up. Punk drunk Paul brother. White Shadow says, sounds like a good time. I just yelled Djibouti. Just yelled Djibouti. Yeah, exactly that. Go into that Philly cheese place in Philadelphia and go, Djibouti had better sandwiches. I'll get some guys outside gonna shank me and shit, or shoot me worse. With the Tusker. Oh my God, Chris. Taking me back. Tusker, Tuborg. It was crazy to see that they had fucking Tecate there. They didn't have Modelo. They had Tecate. I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. What was it? 11 Degrees North, right? That was the name of this. Yeah, that was the name of the place. 11 Degrees North was the pub. You only had three beer limit right there. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I'm about to say, Mike, I'm down, man. You just got to send me the deets when you want to link up. Take a drive up. See what's up. If the cook can't do his job right, everyone is doomed from the captain down to the seaman. That's right. Exactly that. So the article that everyone was talking about, that I'm just surprised that why would TMZ even venture in, dive into the defense discussion? Why is TMZ being discussed on Sergeant's time, right? Well, because they did an article saying that Pete Hegseth blew millions, billions on shellfish and steak, fruit baskets, and furniture. You guys know that we have sustainment stuff. We'll get in a minute. But the picture that they posted was like, are you fucking for real? Look, I get it. I love political commentary and political memeing and stuff like that. Political cartoons are fucking hilarious. if they have some meaning to them, right? So basically, this is TMZ's drawing right here. Credit to TMZ. Give it all you fucking the credit on this. And they're saying that this is it. That this is the hill they want to die on. That all the fucking food, all the shellfish, all goes to him. That's what they're making it seem like. Which, you know, of course, the TMZ kind of puts a little bit of a caveat saying that Hegseth needed to spend the money to keep current funding moving forward, so he signed off on $6.9 million for lobster tail, $2 million for Alaskan king crab, $15 million for ribeye steak, and $1 million and almost $140,000 for donuts, and $124,000 for ice cream machines. This is the hill that TMZ wants to die on. The Pentagon. Now, this is from TMZ. Sorry, TMZ, I'm going to drag you. The Pentagon went on an epic spending spree September 2025 by burning through $93 billion, the most that the fiscal years, the most at the end of the fiscal year since 2008. Look, man, I'm just going to say, I'm going to add some Monday edition shit right here because, yes, this is on social media. This is on TMZ's Twitter. I want you guys to take 100% look at how the military treats their generals and how they treat their parties and how they treat their fucking, how they treat when they have visiting dignitaries. When they have, I guarantee it right now, if you look at every general that's in the service, and all these generals will be like, hey man, whoa. Ooh, spicy take there, Keith. At least it's not AI. You ain't lying. I'm just saying, Insomniac. Insomniac says, I'm just saying that we could have a bunch of Mexican mothers who could cook good and want to serve and put themselves in danger. We would let them do it and give them citizenship. Hell yeah, man. So it is exact. Thank you, Spanky. I was about ready to say. In September, every pay, look, the way the military, the way the DOD spends their money, it was what they call for those, I'm going to educate TMZ for you fucking guys that are all slobbing on their fucking pop culture stuff, is that we have a fiscal year. The fiscal year begins at FY October. FY begins in October. October 1st is that time where you're, so this October coming, even though it's the year 2026, it'll be FY 27, 1 October. Oh yeah, you ain't lying. Don't forget the Italian mothers, the Mexican mothers. Fuck yeah, dude. Filipinos, and yeah, hell yeah. Get some Southern black women over there to cook up some good, oh man. Have some good chow. So every FY begins 1 October. And 1 October, so FY 27 will begin this October, which, that's how the FY works. 2 months prior to the end of the current FY, so this August, this July, August, September, your XO, your executive officer, or your G8, your resource management officers will say, we have this amount of money to spend. This is the amount of money we got to spend or whatever. We better spend this. Otherwise, this money is not going to get obligated to us again. We'll have to get Amy Sanchez to come back on here to talk about obligating and appropriation of funds and all that like she did last time. To give everybody a class. I'm just saying that I just shocked that TMZ jumped in this with 2 fucking feet thinking they got to win. Whether you like Hegseth or not. You ain't lying, Keith. You ain't lying. I'm going to tell you what, we got members of the staff that we literally have, and shout out to the WTF Nation staff, shout out to the WTF Nation Radio staff, that before anything is posted or shared, it is looked through, researched, dug into, and all, everything. So the fact that TMZ has now wallowed into our space of defense and mill media, I'm going to tell you what, other influencers, other mill platforms and podcasters are dragging TMZ as well, and I'm sure they're going to do this. By the way, make sure you get all your pop culture news from Pop Culture Warrior every Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST on WTF Nation Radio or Pop Culture's, Pop Culture War, and follow his Patreon. We got all the legit fucking. We got some good guests on Pop Culture Warrior. So around August, the unit will come down and say we need to spend money for this. We need to spend money for that. We need to spend money for this. So I find it funny that TMZ wants to jump in this fucking shit and say that, oh, they spent so much money, more than this, and this. Well, yeah, that means that the government is actually being a little bit efficient and being responsible in our finances with taxpayer money. Obviously, look, when this military operations kick up, then what happens? Then obviously that money can go and can get obligated at the discretion of the chief, of the secretary, to obligate these funds. Again, I am just shocked. I mean, literally, I'm just shocked that TMZ decided to roll up on in here. Let me sprinkle some Monday edition stuff here. Probably because they released the fact that he's friends with fucking Epstein. The guy, what's his name? Good friend. What was his name? Harvey Levin, which is in videos and stuff like that with emails and shit. So he is spinning, basically, TMZ, Harvey Levin, these guys are spinning the use it or lose it mentality that we have in our military. That also is a great time for the IT specialists, for the S4s, the logistics peeps, to go, hey, we've been needing this fucking new furniture for a minute. We've been needing this for a while. This shit's all decrepit. We need new gear. Maybe we could use some of this funding here. Where's my hat? You know, put on my tinfoil hat on a Thursday. I know. What's up with that, White Shadow? So the use it or lose it stuff, I'm just shocked that that's the hill to die on. Which then, of course, late night comedies hosts think they got the win. They think they got it. Meanwhile, millions of veterans are laughing at your fucking face, saying you don't fucking understand how it works. You don't. I'm still watching, but I can't come on. But you keep that Monday shit to a Monday. Yeah. Sorry, Spanky. That was just a little sprinkle in there. But everybody knows who's been in the military for a while. I mean, you just actually. I think I just saw your comment in there too. You either you use it or lose it. That's been part of military spending for ages. It's kind of like when you go to the range, right? And you have a couple extra 1,000 rounds. What do some people do? All right. That's when you get all the people who are firing. Okay, who here wants to get expert for? Who here for experts? No, who wants to hear expert? Who wants to go back on the firing line? Bam, you get those soldiers to go refire because you have all the extra ammo. And then, of course, my favorite time of going to the range is when you do turn and burns and, hey, range control, we're going to go full auto. That's not authorized. Whatever, right? Do some extra shooting. Do some competitive shooting. Shit talk shit. That's one thing I like about the range. I really find it funny. Just like all the mine experts, all the PSYOP experts, all the intel experts, all the media experts who thinks they're experts of excellence. I just find it funny that these individuals, especially on this fucking hill, this hill's the one they decided to die on, about steak and lobster. You gonna get it. You gonna get steak and lobster. That literally is common. Now, the spike, of course, is mostly for ops and the troops, not for his personal fucking buffet. Again, if I were to eat fucking all that money's worth of fucking food myself, I would be fatter. I would be fatter. I would be fatter. So again, just all the vets are pretty much laughing in your fucking face, TMZ. And all you late night show hosts, we're laughing at your fucking face too, that you could be that fucking stupid that you don't know a fucking vet. You can't call up a vet and say, hey Ken, is it true that all this money goes to this one, so blah, blah, blah? And I guarantee it, we could walk it. We'll do a one punch dead skit here. We could walk the dog to tell you where the funds are being obligated, because if you do not spend the funds, then those funds don't get returned to you. You never want to turn funds back. Speaking of experts, did Malcolm Nance comment on steak and lobster? No, actually he didn't. As a matter of fact, I think he was like, what are you guys talking about? I think he was, again, I don't scroll, I don't follow him anyway, so I'd have to check what he has to say. So again, I'm keeping this, and that's something too. So you don't want the DOD to stop. You want the DOD, DOW, to stop spending money on steak and lobster? What are you trying to do? You trying to get rid of jobs? Yeah, exactly. He consume, bro. I can only tolerate steak and lobster for so much. And I'll be honest, if you look at some of the fucking steak and lobster that they're being cooked, it's not like we're giving them great fucking steak and lobster on top of it. It's not. But this is some of the shit that you're like, you know. You ever heard of the standard of mil spec as opposed to good shit? You know, everyone thinks, oh, mil spec. No, it's okay steak and lobster. It's not fucking. But I tell you what, if you're in the field, or if you're deployed, you come back from a patrol and you're hot and sweaty and you're like, oh, shower up and clean up. You're like, oh, the DFAS got surf and turf today? Shit. Exactly that, Mike. Our troops out there or in garrison deserve steak and lobster. And Philly cheesesteaks from Djibouti. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to crack that recipe for the Philly. I don't know what kind of cheese they use. I don't know what their mix of. So, yeah, exactly that, Jose. It does the fucking job. It definitely is. It definitely is some good steak. So, I mean, I understand if it's prime, but it's not going to him. Secretary Hegseth is not sitting around going, more, and start eating all this fucking steak and lobster. The stupidity of a pop culture news media outlet going into defense and stuff. The vets are going to own you. The vets are going to own you. I remember TMZ thought Nashville was home and they ran out in a couple of weeks. This is before Nashville went to shit. Maybe that's what it was, Patrick. Patrick said that the secret ingredient was chat. That's the way it's pronounced in Somalinga, not cot. That's the shrub that's almost like the East African fucking cocoa plant. Yeah, he shot. Exactly that. Oh, man. So, I'm just, what was that? They really count on those brainless viewers. Yeah, you ain't lying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true. It's good enough. Exactly that. Good. The term "good enough" for government work. So let's go on to the next big fucking drama that everyone's crying about too. The piano. Everyone's crying about the piano. Everyone's crying about this piano. I don't know, Secretary Hegseth could play the piano. Why the fuck you getting a piano, right? I mean, that's another thing, too. You expect him to eat all this fucking steak and lobster. But you also think he's going to play the piano. I don't know what his musical inclinations are. I don't know if he knows how to play any type of instruments or whatever. I don't know anything about that shit. But I do know that it wasn't for him. All I'm going to say is that it was not for him. This piano, and I know people are like, whoa, what are you doing? The piano was not for him. The piano was not for anything about him. It was for the Chief of Staff of the Air Force, for the band to use. It's like buying an aircraft and getting mad that you're. It's like having pilots and getting mad that you bought an aircraft for the pilots to fly. This is the selection source sensitive stuff. This is the piano that everyone's fucking crying about. A Steinway Model O living room grand piano in ebony polish. Even got a serial number on there with adjustable artist bench from Steinway and Sons. It's even got that little right there. The United States Air Force Band. It even says right there at the beginning of the fucking justification. Tasked with providing world-class musical performances requires the specified type of grand piano to fulfill its critical mission at Air House, the residence of the Chief of Staff of the Air Force. That's it. That's he's not playing it. Yeah, you ain't lying. Oh, you ain't lying, Retro. The crash out for has been insane. As a matter of fact, I think me and Spanky go head down to Fort Hood Blackjack. I don't know, was it one of the DFACs out there, and let's get some steak and lobster. So we can go, oh, yeah, even retirees and veterans are eating steak and lobster. Oh, yeah. So at any rate, they couldn't find one on eBay. So again, this is for the Chief of Staff of the Air Force for the band's use. Now, I'm going to tell you, you want to talk about wasteful spending. Did you know that generals have their own staffs and planes and shit like that? They have their own cooks. They have all this other shit. How come nobody was crying about that crap already? Some of that money probably went to them too. These performances often involve foreign and domestic dignitaries. Everybody that likes to celebrate. I'm going to tell you what, DC's all the place for parties. All the place when it comes to dignitary, especially when you're on Embassy Row. You get invited to somebody's house and you end up walking into some general's fucking house or something like that. In the past, doesn't matter what fucking administration's involved. This is what everyone's freaking out about the fucking piano about. He didn't buy it in his house. It's not his own fucking quarters. Like I said, this is like buying the jet for a pilot to fly. This is what's used for training and stuff like that for the Air Force Band. Wait till you find out what the brass ensemble fucking costs. As long as you don't, whatever you do, don't eat at Grey Wolf. I'm gonna tell you what. Well, me and Spanky will make an announcement when we hit the defects. So we're gonna tie up that new bistro they got there. Anyways, so these are meticulously selected by Air Force pianists. The only instrument that meets the stringent requirements, while other piano brands or different Steinway models exist, they like the precise combination. That's to go back to the whole. I mean, you got fucking all those. You got the West Point Choir and the orchestras and all that. We have the Air Force Band, the Army Band, Marine Corps Band. So you're gonna get mad if they use that thing for fucking training? This is the hill you want to die on? I was thinking Lobster. Therefore, the chosen Steinway Model O, carefully vetted by Air Force pianists. Pianists. English is a second language, so I'm pianists. And in line with the preferences of the Chief of Staff and their spouse is a necessity to ensure performances of the highest caliber expected of the Air Force Band and critical. Wait till you see what generals stay at, where they stay at their respective posts. For years, this has always been involved with the fucking with protocol, with dignitary events, cocktail parties. I went to a New Year's social one time. You know, they had you had a New Year's social? You show up for a New Year's social? Yes. Would you like to attend a New Year's? Yeah, I think I will. Yes, indeed. Doodly. Yeah. Yes. You show up there and the next thing you know, you freaking see somebody like they got band, they got classical music playing in the background. Who do you think provides all the classical music for all administrations? Democrat or Republican? Doesn't matter who. Trump, Obama, Biden, fucking W. Don't bring me involved in this shit. I would suggest highly that all these media organizations, especially all these late night shows, man, you guys are fucking up. And make sure you follow Pop Culture Warrior for all your pop culture needs, not TMZ. You guys, I mean, before crossing the border into Iraq in March 2003, we had steak and crab lit every night. They will freak out what we ate at the buyout. Oh, yeah, at the Baghdad. Yeah, especially embassies. Whoa, man. State Department parties? Oh, man. Oh, son. Oof. Those are fun, too. So, again, save your outrage. Please save your outrage. There's nothing there's nothing not normal with the end of fiscal year spending. That happens. Just like there's nothing wrong with it's end of fiscal year. The better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. People would be upset if he bought a dozen Rock Jam 61 keyboards from Walmart. Yeah, exactly. Why does our band suck? Well, gotta get pissed. You don't want to get fucking TMZ, man. Honestly, Holly, that's a good one. Good burn. Honestly, I had no idea they still had late night shows. It never makes the algorithm. Explain to me why some generals live in Austin. Yeah, the ones in Fort Hood. Why was Fort Futures Command selected for Austin when there was the Research Triangle and North Kakalaki? Yeah, exactly. Try parking lot. Yeah, try parking lot due to the CNO's house on Christmas Eve. Yeah, DC does. You're right, White Shadow. Man, New Year's socials. I've been to 2 in DC. Christmas functions. I think it's a Christmas party. That's a Christmas function. Please attend our holiday function. But I did it as well. Military garb. I'm all my shit. You know, on my little ribbons, or a suit, or a tux, or whatever. Black tie event. Those are the only 2 I've been to. Oh, the spring. I've been to a spring one too. All right, yeah. DC does like to party. I'm tell you what. A lot of networking happens there too. Yeah, Future commences in Austin. Yeah, there you go. Thanks. But they're not no more, right? I thought they were getting shut down. But anyways. Futures Command is in Austin, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. The only reason I knew about the late night show host was because somebody sent me a, hey, did you see this? Did you see this show host here? Did you see TMZ? Why is TMZ getting involved in mill business and stuff like that? So, yeah. But I think that's all. I think that's what we have to. I had no idea. Yeah, exactly. The worst part of this is there probably other spending that could have gone that attention, but didn't have the flair of steak and lobster. Yeah, exactly. Again, because everyone hates Trump right now. Everything's so polarized on normal military things that they think it's a fucking catastrophic story. It's an atrocity. End of year fiscal year funding. Oh my God, they spent all this money. Because at the end of the year, they spent all this money for this amount of time. Barracks, defects, training, closing of training, morale, systems, the VA. That's something they could have looked more into it. But agreed right there. The worst part of this is there's probably other spending that should have gone in that attention, but didn't have the flair of steak and lobster. That supposedly only one person can eat. Fucking millions of dollars of steak and lobster in a month. Fuck. Do that? They send money to the barracks? Yeah, exactly that, Jose. They send money to the barracks? Not. I will say this: Fort Bliss is doing their best in trying to do their Mo barracks with their, and also try to do 3D printing barracks. So there are bases, there are installations that are doing their best with current technologies or advanced technologies on 3D printed buildings, and you know, there you go. I would like to see how these new buildings that are 3D printed, how they fare in a few years. You know what I mean? If the right, you know, I still can't believe that they just can't get some HVAC experts from Florida and tell everybody how to set up fucking, you know, their HVAC systems, because a lot of it's HVAC stuff that is simple stuff. And also, I think we have cornered the market on mold. I think there must be a defense contractor out there. I don't know if it's Raytheon or Lockheed or whoever that's got already pre-molded slabs of yeah, exactly that. Pre-mold concrete and pre-mold drywall. Yeah, you beat me to the punch. Exactly. So I think that's it. Was there anything you guys wanted to talk about other than the fact? Let me look at the Facebook timeline right quick to make sure there isn't anything else. And of course, we'll keep you posted and updated on any of the stuff that we see on the aircraft that went down in Iraq. Somniac says, the only thing I remember as being wasted was when they needed 2,000. What? Sound is out? What? Sound is out? Refresh. Everyone's saying they can hear me on other platforms. So, and I'm squawking on the mic. And I'm yelling. The only thing I remember being wasted was when they needed 2,000 50 cal blanks and they ordered 20,000 that we couldn't afford to buy brooms for the motor pool. Damn. You know, that's a good one. Keith, that's a great idea. Watch Hegseth troll people of an AI video of him stuffing his mouth with steak and lobster. You know that how AI videos of Will Smith eating spaghetti, how he's just gorging his face out? TMZ is currently owned by Fox Corporation. Imagine if they're owned by CNN or MSNBC, they'd be reporting on the barracks laundry room. Yeah, exactly. Again, we'll keep you posted on the KC-135 that has gone down in Western Iraq. We'll keep you up to date. We'll be posting updates along during the course of the evening as we get them. And so, if you guys don't have anything for me, let me do some housekeeping. I know I got some. I always get the side eye, Spanky on the housekeeping to make sure I knock it out. This is Sergeant's Time. Every Thursday, so it's like Sergeant's Time, like any other Sergeant's Time. That's why it's on Thursday, because it's Sergeant's Time of excellence. It's with me and Spanky. Spanky's still on a break. So tomorrow is FTX. On Friday. Now, mind you, where you see Sergeant's Time, you notice we got a lot of shows in there now. FTX on Friday. This is the staff, WTF Nation, U.S. Army, WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio, playing tabletop games. Saturdays is Weekend Co-ops with Nemo, and you can see all these other coming soons. Don't forget to tune into The Reset on Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time. And then Monday, The King and Me with King and Michelle at 7 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time. 7 p.m., I should say. I'm going to say 1900. Some of you don't habla. So, what's going on? You guys are going, what the hell? Why are you guys saying what the hell? What's going on? What the hell? I don't know what's going on, Mike, if you're having sound issues. The Monday edition is right after The King and Me at 8 p.m. with myself and Massey. Massey's out traveling. Of course, get your pop culture information from Michael Carrasquillo, also known as CQ, the pop culture warrior, with his mad staff of Mad Mike and Angry Elf. Better than TMZ. Wednesdays, The Smoke Pit, TZ and Radar. On a break for a minute. The Sports Bar with the actual King Smith, and of course the coach. What did you hear? What did you say? And then Thursdays with moi and Spanky on Sergeant's Time. Make sure you share, like, and follow. Like all the other kids say, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Broadcasting live on 2 Facebook pages. Actually, 3 Facebook pages, I think. Did I put 3 Facebook pages in? I got to double check. I think we're on 3 Facebook pages. Oh, snap. We're on 3 Facebook pages. U.S. Army WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio, and Sergeant's Time. Sergeant's Time has its own stream with all side news and discussions and little rants and stuff like that. So Sergeant's Time has its own page. We're on 2 YouTube pages. At U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. And, of course, we're on X at WTF Nation Radio. The ultimate in platforms. I'm going to tell you what. X has been acting kind of weird lately. Individuals that I've known for a while, that all of a sudden they've gotten, like, just banned. Their accounts get, like, suspended for no reason. So I don't know if somebody's sneaking in the algorithm back in the old days, in the days of Twitter. But, anyways. I think that's it. You guys don't have anything for me? Let me double check. Make sure. Let me look at the chats one more time. Yeah, really. And CQ on Saturday? CQ's on Saturday. What? CQ's on tomorrow. I mean, fucking Tuesdays. What are you talking about? Raymond, you got me all mixed up now. What are you talking about? So, anyways, make sure you share, like, and follow. And thanks for the comments tonight. I enjoy the feedback. And always remember, Djibouti always has the best Philly cheesesteak sandwiches until proven otherwise. Shots, I'm out.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.